Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so today we are going to discuss the first tool, Git. Anybody has any idea about Git? This is the first tool we are going to discuss, It's very important to understand the concept. So what exactly Git and why we need it here? Anybody has any idea? Okay, so Git is like version control system. I can say version control system. Version control system. So we have another name. It's a source code management. Okay. So what is the use case of Git? What is the use case of Git? We used to store the code. That means that means whenever the developer write the code, whenever developer write the code, they push their code to Git repository. I can call it as central repository. Central repository to maintain source code. Okay, repository is nothing but a folder, repository is nothing but a folder. That is a central folder where we store our code. Okay, so git purpose is whatever the developer write the code, that code that code we store into git repository. I can say git folder. Okay, whenever the developer write the code, they push to they push their code to git repository. Okay, and and we have version control system. So git is a version control system. Okay, that means we can control all the versions here. It controls versions. Okay, so it controls versions. So for the Git, we have different clients available in the market. We have different clients available in the market. Okay, what are those clients? I can say GitHub. GitHub is a one client. Second one, GitLabs. GitLabs is the another client. Third one, Bitbucket. And then fourth one we have Git. That means these many clients are available in the market. Okay, I can say tools. GitHub is one tool, GitLab is one tool, Bitbucket is one tool, Git is one tool. Okay, so most of the companies, 90% of the companies, they use GitHub. GitHub as a central repository where we can store our code. Okay, some of the few companies, they use GitLab, Bitbucket, Git. the functionality is same. The functionality is same. Okay. The use case of the use case of these Git clients is store the code. That's it. That's it. The functionality is same. Okay. Everything will be same. Everything will be same. Okay. In GitHub we have different repositories ma. We have different repositories. Okay, I will show you in the GitHub. So we wanted to create one GitHub account. Okay, we wanted to create one GitHub account where we store our source code. Okay, and then I will explain the components of it ma. Okay, anybody share your screen ma? We will create one GitHub account. Anybody? Anyone?
I can share my screen, sir.
Good.
So I think my screen is visible, right?
Correct. Okay, GitHub account creation. Good. Mm. Okay, go back, Hari. Join GitHub. Mm. Here you have an option. See that user symbol, right side. Click on that. Ah, top of that. Yes. Sign out. Okay, we have option C. Sign up. Right side. Mm. Okay, give your email, ma. New email. What happened, Hari?
Why it's not like?
Okay, have you used this email anytime?
No,
No?
no, no.
Okay, just Harina, the book is 653. Okay, just go back and come again. Mm. Sign up. Mm. Okay, it is not taking ma. I think somewhere you have used this one. showing green mark. Okay, it has to show like that. It has to show like that. Okay, so use different one or else some other person will share our screen mark. Do you have another email, Hari?
No, I don't have.
I want to check whether my profile is still working or not అని సింపుల్గా. సో నేను డీకంపోజ్ కంప్లీట్ అయిందా లేదా డీకంపోజ్ రిక్వెస్ట్ రైజ్ చేయాలా లేదా ఐ హ్యావ్ అ డౌట్.
Can I share my screen?
Sai, can
Try
you
to
mute
log
yourself?
once to check
Sign up.
whether the resource is working.
Ah, yes, Sai, you can share your screen.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Sai. Sign up. Okay. Mm. We have option called sign up.
Yeah.
Yes. Give your email.
Okay.
Good. Continue. Okay. Create a password.
Yeah.
Mm. Good. Username. It should be in
Okay.
it, ma. It should be in
Mm.
it. Sai Pawan hyphen DevOps hyphen training. No, you need to do something different. Not underscore hyphen. You can do hyphen. Okay.
Okay.
DevOps. After DevOps hyphen
Okay.
hyphen training. It should be in it. Training. Okay. TRAI. AI. TRAI. Very good. Continue. So that is your username. Okay. Verify. Click on verify. Okay. Left ma. Very good. Submit. You have to match that angle.
Okay.
Verified and verify your email and enter OTP.
Sure.
What is your username? Sai Pawan hyphen. If you want, you can check in the email itself, ma. Sai.
Okay.
No, that username should be matched. Just verify your email and give the right username.
Okay. Just
Or else you
saying.
can do email. No problem. Sai Pawan hyphen DevOps hyphen training. No, it's wrong, Sai. Can you verify your email?
I didn't get any username in my email.
Okay. Or else you can keep email, Sai.
Think as capital. Okay, I will give my email.
Correct. Hmm. Store those credentials in our bucket, ma, Sai.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay. So just student. Okay, 20 to 50. Or else just anything you can.
Okay.
Hmm. Start a new project. Continue.
Okay.
Hmm. Slowly down. Down. Continue for free. Okay. So your GitHub account is ready. Okay. So this is GitHub dashboard, ma. This is GitHub dashboard. So here we store our code. We store our code in the repositories. So left side we have create repository. We have an option, Sai. Click on that. Click on that. Yes. See here. Owned the name Sai Pavan DevOps Trainee. So that is your username. You can copy and paste somewhere, Sai, if you want.
Okay. Okay.
So that is your username. Okay. And then if you want to create one repository for our project, okay, we need to follow these steps, ma. Repository name, you can do any name, ma. Repository name, git practice, anything. Or keep all small, Sai.
Okay.
Keep all small letters. Git to day one. No, just remove day one. Okay. Simple git practice. Practice. It should be very simple. Okay. Practice. Practice. Oh, good. So here we have two types of repositories we can create. One is public repository, another one is private repository. Public repository means public repository means everyone can be access. Okay. Private means we can restrict the people. We can restrict the people through private repository. Okay. As of now, keep it as public. Sai. Slowly down. Create repository. Okay. See, in the left side we have Sai Pavan DevOps ID. That is my username. Under my username we have a repository called Git practice. This is my repository. Okay. As of now I don't have any code under my repository, right? Okay. So
Yes.
for this I will explain, ma. I will explain. So you can stop your sharing. Hmm. Okay. So we have created GitHub account and create repository. Okay. And then and then you must understand the git flow workflow, ma. Git workflow, you need to understand workflow, how exactly it will work. So this is Sai has created one repository. That repository is empty repository. I wanted to add code. I wanted to add the code in our repository. How to add the code? So we have some process. First I will explain Git workflow. Okay. Very simple, just understand the concept. Okay, so we have workflow. Okay, just I am going to take. Okay. Mm, good. Mm-hmm. This is, I can say, GitHub repository. Okay, this is GitHub repository. Okay. Mm. And then local desktop. This is local desktop. Okay. Okay, let's remove. And we have three different stages here. I can do clear picture here. Okay. Mm. Okay, and then I can do. Mm. So I can call it as working directory. So this is one repository, sorry, one stage. Okay, and then second stage is we have staging area. Okay, and then we have .git repository. So these are the three stages we have. Okay, these are the three stages we have. This is the first one. This is the first one. This is the first one, and I can say second stage. This is the second one, and then third one we have. This is the third one, and finally fourth step. This is the fourth step. Okay, so how exactly the flow happens from first to second, second to third, third to fourth? I can say from here to okay. Okay. Oh, shit. See here from first to second, and then second to third, and then third to fourth. So these are the steps we had. Okay, so from first step to second step, how it will move? We have a command called add ma. We have a command called add. Suppose if we add our code, it will move to from one stage to another stage. If we add, okay, if we add, it will move from one stage to another stage. Okay, so what is the next step? So we have a commit also ma. In the second step is commit. Okay, commit. And what is the final step? Push. Push. See, so in this diagram we have GitHub repository that is created by the Sai. Okay, Sai has one repository, and this is my system. Okay, this is my system. So from my system I wanted to push my code to Git repository from my system. So for example, this is my code. This is my code. Suppose this is my code. See, this is my code. So which is written by the developers. I wanted to push my code from my local system to our GitHub repository. GitHub repository is existed in the web, right? In the browser only it is existed. There is no communication between the local to remote repository, right? So I wanted to push my code from local to remote repository. That means we need to follow some steps. Okay, we have to use git commands. We have to use git commands. We have to use git commands to push our code from local desktop to GitHub repository. GitHub repository. Okay, there we need to follow some git commands ma. Git commands. Okay, the first step is we need to add, and then commit, and then push. Okay, so for example I am going to log in my GitHub. Okay, this is my username. Shrikant 78933 is my username. Okay, I am going to create new repository for my project. Just I am giving November. Okay, so this is my repository name. Okay, public. Just create repository. Okay, so November repository doesn't have any code here, right? Any code here. I wanted to push my code from local repository to the November repository. Okay, there is some process. First, we need to copy this code. Just go here. Here, see, we have HTTPS, SSH, two connections we have. Just go here, copy, copy the link, and you need to clone this repository. Technically, we can call it as clone. That means copy in this repository to remote repository to from remote to local repository. Clone is nothing but copy ma. Okay. Technically, we call it as clone. CLONE. Okay. So just I wanted to copy my repository from GitHub to local. How to copy? We have a command called git clone repository URL. Repo URL. Okay. So this is the command. So what is our URL? Git clone. This is what our URL, right? See, git @github.com. Okay, this is website, and this is my username, and this is my repository. The extension should be .git. Okay, so from where we perform this action? Through git bash. As I said already, git bash we use to communicate from my local system to git repositories, right? Okay, just go here, go to your desktop, create new repository folder, git practice. Okay, I just created new folder. Go inside your folder, git bash here, show more options, git bash here, git clone, and then repository URL, right? See, it is cloning. In the back end, if you observe, November came. That means our repository came here. Okay, repository is nothing but a folder ma. Repository is nothing but a folder. See, you are up here to have cloned an empty repository, correct? So if you go inside November, guys, is there any lag in my screen?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. 1 second. Okay. See, when you clone now .git repository, are you able to see now? .git repository we have.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So when you clone Git repository from GitHub, that means from remote to local. So by default, it will create .git repository. Okay, this is our local repository. We don't means we don't means we don't means we don't means m that means m m m. I am going to add 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 my code. So this is my code. screen is getting very slow. Okay. Okay. Okay, ma. See, this is my code. This is my code. I am going to copy src and then pom.xml. Copy. And so this is my repository, right? November. Inside November, I am going to add my code here. I am going to add my code here. Okay. That means in my November project, I have added my code. Just go here. Now search ls ma. See, we have November project. We have November project, right? That means, that means, that means, that means, that means you November, id November.
And your voice is breaking.
ఏముంది చెప్పు మాట్లాడమంటే మాట్లాడు.
My is
Yes,
it
sir.
okay now, Sai?
Ah,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Now it's fine.
Hello.
Hello.
We are in project. We are in project. We are in project. We are in project. We are in. Okay, ma. We are inside November project. Okay. In the November project, in the November project, we have added some code, ma. In the backend, I have added some code. See here, src pom.xml. I have added some code. If you check the list of files and folders inside a folder, what is the command ls? See, pom.xml, src, two files I have added, right? So this is my local repository. This is my local repository. I wanted to push from my local repository to central repository. That means GitHub. Okay. So by default, it is showing, see, Git practice November main. What is this main, ma? What is this main? Did you observe? That means branch, current branch. So here, if we go here, November, November has November has only one branch, main. Okay. So by default, we have main branch or master branch or default branch. So by default, we have three branches, ma. It may be main branch, it may be master branch, it may be default branch. Okay. For our repository, for our Git project, it is showing main. That means we are in main branch currently. Okay. Main branch. Now ls list pom.xml src. Okay. If you want to check the status, we have a command called git status. See, That means untracked files. See, they have given some suggestion. Use git add to include in what will be committed. Untracked files. Okay. So that means it is in first stage as per my diagram. This is in first stage. That means it is in under working directory. If we add this, it will go to staging area. Just go back, git add, and you need to mention the file names. Instead of mentioning file names, just give dot, space dot. That means it will add all. Dot refers all. Okay, now you can check the git status. Git status. See, new file successfully added. It is showing in green mark. See. Okay, now you can check ls. So we have two files and we have successfully added. It is under staging area now. Okay, so what is the next step? Commit. Commit. So we have a command called git commit. Okay, just go back here, git commit -m. We need to pass some message here. That means any message added new files. Any message you can pass. See, we have successfully committed. Now you can see git status. Okay, git status. We have successfully committed and it is showing, see, nothing to commit. That means we have committed successfully. There is nothing to commit. Okay, and final step is git push origin and your branch name main. It is indicated in main, right? Main. Git push origin main. See, it is pushing from my local repository to central repository. Okay, successfully it has pushed. Now you can verify in our git repository. Just go here, go to your git repository, refresh. See, now my code came. I have main. That means this is a default branch. I pushed from my local system to remote repository. What are the commands we have used here? First step is git add. Okay, so this command we use, it will add the files to staging area. Okay, so this is the first step, and second step, git commit. So this is the command -m some message. Okay, after that the third step is git push origin branch name. Okay, here origin is nothing but it refers remote repository. Origin which refers remote repository, and branch name you can give any branch whatever it is showing in our see, I have main branch. Just give main. Okay, branch name is main. Okay, these are the steps we need to follow. As prior, we need to clone the repository, right? Git clone git clone URL github repo URL. Okay, so after cloning we need to follow these steps from my local to central repository. If you want to push your code, you need to follow these commands: git add, git commit, git push. Very very important in the real time. You need to perform these actions regularly. You need to clone the repository from GitHub, and you can modify your code, and then you need to follow these steps: git add, git commit, git push. Okay, see, these are the basic commands basic commands. Git. So what we have done so far, I will explain in simple diagram. For simple diagram. Okay, just go here. mm, mm, mm. Okay, this is GitHub repository. Okay, what is my GitHub repository what is my repository name? My repository name is November, right? November. Okay, just go here. November is my repository. November is my repository. November is my repository. Okay, so I wanted to clone this repository to my local. Okay, so this is my local. This is my local. Okay, this is my local. I can say local desktop. So we are in desktop, right? Okay, this is my desktop. So this is GitHub repository. This is my local. Here we have created one repository, right? One folder. I can say Maven test. Sorry, Git practice, right? So this is my folder. This is my folder. This is my folder. Inside folder, first step is we just cloned my repository URL. In the GitHub we have a repository. Just go here. November. Here we have code. Under code SSH HTTPS we have. Copy SSH, and so this is my URL. Okay, this is my URL. This is my URL. I wanted to clone
Git
from
clone.
GitHub repository to local. What is the command What is the
వస్తున్నా.
command? Anybody tell? What is the command to clone to my local repository from remote repository? Anybody? Very good. So first step is git clone repo URL. Okay, so this is the first step. B. So this is the first step. So after cloning, what will happen in my git practice? Under git practice, it will create my repository. What is my repository? November. My repository is November. See, this is November, right? Under my folder, we have just cloned. After cloning from GitHub repository to, it will clone my project November. Okay, so that November folder create inside the Git practice, because we are we are cloning, that means we are performing the action from Git practice folder. Okay, just we cloned November project from remote repository to local repository. After that, what we did, we have added step 2. Second step, add files. So this is the step 2. That means what are the files we have added, ma? What are the files? src pom.xml, right? See here, src pom.xml. Just go here, src pom.xml. Okay, so these two files, right? Hmm. These two files we have added. That is the second step. What is the third step here? Third step here. Third step is commit. Commit the commit the changes. Commit the changes. My third. So this is my third step. 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 What is the final step, ma? Just we have pushed from my local to remote repository. Just we have pushed. So this is the final step. Git to push. Fourth step. This is the fourth step. After pushing, what will happen? These files will transfer from my local desktop to remote desktop. What are the files? src pom.xml. So these files will transfer from local to remote repository. Any doubt here, guys? Any doubt here? Very simple, ma. We perform 4 steps. First is cloning, adding, committing, pushing. That's it. Just we clone the repository, we add our code, we commit our changes, and we push our code from my local repository to central repository. Very simple. These 4 steps we need to follow, ma. So how these 4 steps will happen? We have different stages. As I said already, if we go here, see, we have, after adding we need to commit and then we need to push. Okay, after pushing it go to the github repository. Any doubt here, guys? Any doubt here? Tomorrow we practice on some more git commands, and we add some more files and folders, and
No.
we
No,
try
sir.
to push, we try to perform this cloning and adding, committing, pushing activities tomorrow. Any doubt here up to now?
Okay, sir.
And I have a
Guys, any
small
doubt?
doubt. Another command also is there, right? Git clone
Very good,
hyphen
very good.
hyphen
Okay,
recursive
I will
hyphen
share the record
submodules. Why
and I
we
will
use
share the
that command?
documents. Please go through it and do practice. If you have any issues, just ping me. I will help you out. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Sai.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Yes, if we have modules in our repository, we need to use that submodules, Sai.
Okay.
For the moment, we are not using any modules in our Git repository, right? Modules in the sense we have a concept Ansible. Okay, so in the Ansible we use modules
Okay.
for the deployment purpose. Okay, but we are not using any modules here.
Got it. Understood.
That is forcefully
Okay.
you
Okay.
are trying to clone. That is the reason you use git clone hyphen hyphen recursive
Thank you.
hyphen submodules and URL. Okay, in that case only we use, but in our cases we are not use ma. Just we use git